Iconic Jamaica Magazine is proud to present Part 2 of Heroes of Jamaica: Strength, Freedom, and Legacy. In this chapter, we continue to explore the lives of Jamaica's greatest leaders who stood tall in the face of injustice and whose courage shaped the nation's destiny. Though their voices may have faded over time, their impact continues to resonate through time. Please sit back, listen, and allow yourself to be inspired as we honor the heroes who define Jamaica's strength, freedom, and legacy.
George William Gordon, the Martyr for Justice. George William Gordon, born in 1820 at Cherry Garden Estate, Jamaica, rose from slavery to become one of the island's most fearless voices for justice. Born into slavery, his father, a Scottish planter, granted him freedom at the age of 10. He went to live with his godfather, where he taught himself to read, write, and master the art of accounting. This foundation of self-education would shape his success and sharpen his ability to rise in a world of limited opportunity. Through perseverance and discipline, Gordon transformed struggle into triumph, building a life defined by integrity and purpose. By 1842, he had earned enough to send his sisters to study in England and France, a rare accomplishment for a man of African descent in colonial Jamaica. Yet wealth never blinded him to the suffering of others. He spoke passionately against unjust laws, demanded fair treatment for the poor, and called for reforms in prisons and land rights. As a member of the Jamaican Assembly for St. Thomas in the East, Gordon became a bold critic of Governor Edward Eyre's harsh colonial rule. He founded a native Baptist church where Paul Bogle served as deacon, a bond that would later ignite Jamaica's fight for justice. After the 1865 Morant Bay Rebellion, Gordon was wrongfully arrested in Kingston, transported under martial law to Morant Bay, and executed on October 23, 1865. Paul Bogle was executed the following day. Today, George William Gordon stands as a national hero of Jamaica, remembered for his faith, courage, and unyielding stand for truth and justice.
Sir Alexander Bustamante, the defender of the people. Sir William Alexander Clark Bustamante was born on February 24, 1884 in Hanover, Jamaica. He was a man of immense courage and conviction, becoming Jamaica's first prime minister and the founder of the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP. He was also the first cousin of Norman Washington Manley, founder of the People's National Party, PNP. In the 1930s, Bustamante rose to prominence as a fearless defender of workers' rights, penning bold letters to the Daily Gleaner that exposed the harsh labor injustices and conditions under British colonial rule. In 1937, he became treasurer of the Jamaica Workers' Union, and during the 1938 labor rebellion, he stood tall as a pillar of strength for striking workers. When a squad of police officers aimed their rifles, prepared to open fire on the protesting crowd, Bustamante stepped forward and declared, "Kill me, but leave these hungry, defenseless people alone." That single act of bravery immortalized him as a hero of the working class. He later founded the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union, the BITU, earning the title, the Chief. In 1940, he was imprisoned for alleged subversion, but was defended by Norman Manley and released in 1943, the very same year he established the Jamaica Labour Party. In the 1950s, Bustamante fiercely opposed the West Indies Federation, calling instead for Jamaica's full independence. In the 1961 referendum, Jamaicans voted to withdraw from the Federation, and in 1962, the Year of Destiny, the JLP won the historic election that led to independence on August 6. Bustamante, as Jamaica's first prime minister, served his people with courage, conviction, and an unshakable belief in their freedom until 1967. His dedication to the nation's welfare remains an enduring inspiration. Sir Alexander Bustamante, the man who faced bullets for his people and led with fearless conviction, transforming struggle into strength and hope into freedom. But even now, some can't help but wonder, is Jamaica truly independent? Without question, the Jamaican spirit stands tall, unbroken, undefeated and unwavering through every adversity.
Yet, in the same era, not through confrontation, but through intellect, dialogue, and vision.
Norman Washington Manley, the nation builder. Born on July 4, 1893, in Roxborough, Manchester, Norman Washington Manley was a man of remarkable intellect and conviction, a man whose mind was as sharp as his resolve, and whose vision shaped the destiny of a nation. Norman was a product of Jamaica, still under colonial rule. From early on, he excelled. A Rhodes Scholar, an athlete, and a decorated soldier in World War I, a veteran, yet beneath all his achievements burned a deeper purpose: to see Jamaica govern itself. He returned home to serve not himself, but his country. After returning home from England, he built one of the island's most respected legal practices. But his brilliance extended beyond the courtroom. He believed that knowledge was the key to freedom, and that genuine progress began with education, equality, and national pride. In 1938, he founded the People's National Party, giving rise to a new political consciousness, one that sought justice, equality, and education for all Jamaicans. While Bustamante rallied the masses in the streets, Manley negotiated in the halls of power. Two cousins, two visions, both driven by love for the same land. Manley fought with reason, drafting laws, debating reforms, and guiding Jamaica towards self-rule through constitutional reform. He led with intellect, patience, and an unwavering belief in democracy that planted the seeds of independence of reason and law, not rebellion. During strikes and social unrest, Manley became the scale of balance, the calm within chaos, urging dialogue over division. His strength was quiet but unshakable. By the time Jamaica gained independence in 1962, Manley had laid the intellectual and moral foundation upon which a free nation could stand. Jamaica is ready to step into independence. Norman Washington Manley, the nation builder, a man whose wisdom shaped the conscience of a nation, reminding us that true freedom starts with one act of vision, justice, and unity at a time. We remember through whose legacy that leadership requires purpose, sacrifice, and vision.
Samuel Sharp, the freedom fighter. Born around 1801 in Montego Bay, Jamaica, he was an enslaved Baptist deacon whose faith made him a symbol of moral courage. Although enslaved, his mind and spirit remained unbound. The teachings of the Bible instilled in him the belief that all people are equal and that slavery is contrary to God's law. Using his position within the church, Sharp educated, inspired, and organized his fellow enslaved Jamaicans. He preached about freedom not as an act of rebellion, but as a matter of divine justice, a birthright denied for far too long. In 1831, he became the central figure behind what began as a peaceful protest strike, demanding fair treatment and wages for enslaved people. From a peaceful negotiation to brutality, the protest ignited the Great 1831 Christmas Rebellion, also known as the Baptist War, the largest slave uprising in Jamaica's history. Colonial forces eventually crushed the rebellion, and the authorities captured, tried, and sentenced Sharp to death. Yet, facing the gallows, he stood firm and declared, "I would rather die upon yonder gallows than live in slavery." Samuel Sharp's execution on May 23, 1832 in Montego Bay. His sacrifice became a catalyst for emancipation across the British Empire. His legacy endures in the hearts of every Jamaican who believes in justice, dignity, and the unbreakable will of a free being with a free mind and spirit. Sharp's spirit reminds us that another person does not grant that freedom. It is through courage, conviction, and a strong belief. Thanks for tuning in to the last episode of Heroes of Jamaica of Iconic Jamaica Magazine vlog. Subscribe to stay updated on our upcoming videos.